So today I'm going to give you some power questions that will completely change your business. If you want to add another zero to your income, then today's episode is for you. But before I jump in today's show, if you have not been to our website, you got to check out nextlevelwholesaling.com. And there I've got an assessment that you've got to take that's going to rate you in the major areas of your wholesaling business. My mentor actually helped me create this for me because I wanted to make more money. I wanted more time. I wanted freedom. And so if you're tired of being on the treadmill, if you're tired of working your tail off, you want to make a ton of money and you want a business that throws off cash month after month after month, go to nextlevelwholesaling.com and take that assessment totally free. It's really going to open your eyes. And I'd love to hear how your score is today. All right. So hit me up at Todd Toback on Instagram or Facebook, and love to see it. All right, so let's talk about these power questions that have the potential to add a zero to your income. And I got to tell you that these power questions were actually inspired by some really small thinking questions, which, by the way, no judgments. I used to do the same thing. I get a lot of people who email or they'll ask during coaching calls, and I always try to reframe the question. I'll say, ask me a better question. Right? There's more to this. Go deeper. Give me something that's going to really multiply your income. So here are some questions that I get that are like, hey, these are just so, really, really small. So someone said, Todd, should I use blue or black ink one time on the contract? And, my response to that is, do you think it matters? Right? Like I'm not here to mock you, right? But what I want you to do is really ask yourself like a power question. Another question that I got was, hey, what if the sellers find out I'm making a profit? And, again, I don't have a problem with this. My first question is, hey, it's okay for you to make a profit. You should communicate that to the seller. But sometimes people get stuck on this, right? And they're stuck and they're like, oh, how am I going to deal with this? And this is hard and blah, blah, blah. And it's a distraction, right? Someone asked, what should I wear to an appointment? Hey, go business casual. That's okay. But don't freak out. Don't spend an hour or 2 weeks or a month, ordering custom apparel before you meet with a seller. Someone said, how should I set up my CRM? Well, you should set up your CRM in a way that you should use it, but get something that you're going to use and don't obsess. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is that, the same people will ask me the same question with CRM like month after month after month after month. Again, no judgments. I used to do this until my mentor really challenged me to ask the right questions. I had another person say, what if somebody copies me if I hire them? And the funny thing is, I kind of like that question because I came back and a big question, because I'm going to start with, those are like 5 small thinking questions, right? 5 small thinking questions. But now I'm going to switch and I'm going to start with the last one because remember I said, what if somebody copies me if I hire them? This is my favorite question. Well, what does life look like if you don't hire anybody? Boom! Oh my gosh, all of a sudden the lights go on. Well, you're chained to your business. You're running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Your spouse hates you. You're missing deals left and right. You're doing no follow-up. You're losing deals, right? And you hate your business. I mean, come on. And so that question, what does life look like if I don't hire someone, is like a big aha. But I'm going to give you just 5 different kinds of questions right now. And I want you to just really open your mind. Okay. In that you got to say, I got to ask new questions to get to new levels. You got to be a different person. You got to think a different way. Elon Musk thinks different than me. That's why he's so many levels ahead of me. Right. Mark Zuckerberg, I know I'm talking about people who own social media platforms, but Sam Zell, right? He was a billionaire who just recently passed away. This guy was thinking on a new level than me, a billionaire. So you just got to think differently, right? Do they work harder? Not really. So number one, I'd say, hey, how can I get unlimited funding for my business? That's a really, really, really good question. So some people say, I don't have money for marketing. Well, the better question is, how do I get money for marketing? Could you find a partner who would give you $30,000 a month right now if you would give them, let's say, a 50% return on their money. So if someone gave you 360 grand right now for marketing for your business, and you promised them that you would give them, and I'm just estimating here, I don't know, $500,000 back, do you think that's a good deal for them? And the answer is yes. So you don't need to take on a full partner, right, who's going to be with the rest of your life, but you can do a financial partner and say, hey, listen, you give me 360, right? When you get 500 back, I expect this to be about 18 months. Okay, we're even, Steven. And so set up a partnership with that. Right now, you can get unlimited funding for your business. So don't tell me you don't have money to market. Don't tell me you don't have money for a virtual assistant. Don't tell me that you don't have money to invest in the things that you need for your business, because the money is out there. Just set up the partnership in the right way. Next thing is, how could I get a local celebrity to promote my business? So one of the things that we did, I've talked about this before, is I've gotten local celebrities. Okay, I'm not talking national celebrities. I'm talking local celebrities. Like people who you've never heard of outside of your town, that other people have never heard of, but everybody knows, right? Captain Billy Ray, the Navy SEAL who fought in World War II. I don't know who it is, but for us, we bought a Facebook page who had a local celebrity on it, and that page has generated at least $500,000 for me in the last, 12 months, and that cost me no money out of pocket. And you can do the same thing. So I've talked about that. There's other episodes about partnering with local influencers, but that could go for how can I get blank for little to no money out of pocket. You got to get resourceful. There's no such thing, Tony Robbins says this, there's no such thing as lack of resources, but lack of resourcefulness. Somebody out there has what you want and they want to partner with you. Next thing, let's say, Todd, I can't hire acquisition specialists. I don't have the money. The right question is, how can I partner with 2 killer acquisition reps who will work on 100% commission? I got to tell you, I've hired all of my most successful acquisition people on 100% commission. They've made me a ton of money. They've made a ton of money. It's taken me out of the business on the day-to-day, and I have time to make podcasts and hang out with my family and go to swim meets and grow tomatoes. I work, right? I work, but I don't work like a solopreneur, and my income in this business has far exceeded the average. Right. And I've done that by working through other people. I want you, and by the way, I've trained the most successful wholesalers in the country who are way beyond the average. And so my goal for you is to do that, to not be chained to your business, for it to be a vehicle for freedom for you. Another question is, how can I create $50K a month in residual monthly cash flow? That's a good question, right? I asked myself that. And that's why I got into mobile home park investing. I love to wholesale houses, but I love to reinvest those profits right back into mobile home parks, in which I make millions on those. And very, very thankful for that. But I had to ask myself that question. Next one. Oh, this is my favorite one. And this one is like the game changer for me. How can I get in front of as many motivated sellers as possible and eliminate lower level tasks? So many of you are solopreneurs listening to this, but you're successful. Or maybe you have like a VA. And so the question is, hey, look, I'm a really good closer. I bought the No Limit Selling System. By the way, if you haven't, go to nolimitsalesystem.com, or you're crazy. But your skill, if you are a closer, or you want to be a closer, or this is what you do, is to be in front of motivated sellers. And so you want to ask yourself, how can I be in front of the most motivated sellers as possible? Well, the key is to eliminate almost everything else, right? Eliminate all the administration, eliminate all the follow-ups, eliminate all of the cold leads. And so let's say you've got a lead manager who sets you up on appointments. I'm telling you, that's one of the best questions that you can ask. And there's probably like a dozen that you could ask yourself, but you see the difference, right? You're not worried about the ink on the contract. You shouldn't be worried about if the seller's going to find out if you're making a profit. You shouldn't be worrying about what you wear. I mean, those are all good things, but make a decision and go with it. Right? If you made a mistake, change it. That's okay. Don't obsess over your CRM, right? What if someone copies you, right? More importantly, what if you don't make the change? What if you don't hire somebody, right? What if you don't get funding for your business, or you can't get enough money? What if you keep doing what you're doing and you don't hire that local celebrity on a performance basis? What if you don't hire an acquisition specialist? Okay. Now, by the way, if you don't do that, that's fine. But what if you do? What would that do for you? How could you create that cash flow? What if you don't make any changes? Because I know you can. And if you ask these questions, the right things will appear. I'm telling you, these are game changers. So I hope you're asking yourself the right questions. If you've got some really good questions, I would love to hear from you, right? You can email me, support@nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com. Email me some of your really, really good questions. I'd love to hear. Maybe I'll give you a shout out, do a follow-up episode on this. But eliminate the small stuff, focus on the big stuff, and you're going to see your bank account grow. You're going to go to new levels, and you're going to have a lot more fun. Don't forget to go to nextlevelwholesaling.com, take that assessment, and I will talk to you on the next episode.